I'm Karen Brooks Braswell, and for a few moments, I would like to share what I believe about leadership. This iconic statue of the Greensboro Four on the campus of North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University makes me consider that the contributions of these four men lie not in their academic pursuits at the university, but for that first day in February 1960. Franklin McCain, David Richmond, Jabril Kazan, and Joseph McNeil may not have realized then how their actions protesting the oppressive culture of segregation would energize the civil rights movement and incite a cultural shift in the United States and in the world. Their protest reinforced their belief that they had the right, to be equal, and to enjoy the same opportunities as everyone else. In turn, their courage, sense of justice, and resilience have manifested themselves in numerous iterations worldwide. For high-need schools to experience change, leaders must be the same positive, disruptive force. As a leader of a high-need school, I see my first challenge as entering the culture of the building and making necessary shifts. Being sensitive to the existing culture of the school by listening, observing, and understanding what students, teachers, and the community have to offer will allow me to chart the best direction toward equity and school improvement. Embracing and respecting all of the aspects of the school culture may increase buy-in through the connections and relationships built as a result when it is time to make necessary cultural shifts toward change. However, as I embrace the positives of the shift may bring, I also must prepare to encounter resistance and address any obstacles that may endanger it. Deficit thinking is holding out students' perceived unreadiness to learn, their home culture, or their socioeconomic status as reasons for failure. Enacting a cultural shift may require revealing and reframing deficit thinking inside and outside of the school. Monitoring, mediating, modeling, and negotiating cross-cultural communications between all stakeholders are key to changing it. As I encounter the open and tacit practice of such thinking, it is my responsibility to arrest it and counter it by identifying and normalizing aspects of the school culture which are useful in the service of change. As the culture and thinking of the school shift, finding and keeping the right people in the right places is critical. Crucial conversations with current faculty and staff and observations of their practices can help identify who has the capacity to embrace change and who needs that capacity built. It also helps to identify those who may need counseling out into a school culture that more closely aligns with their beliefs and practice. While money attracts teachers, supportive administration, respecting and recognizing student achievement, and caring relationships with students are the factors that keep them. It is within my power and responsibility as the leader to cultivate the culture of the school to keep and draw faculty and staff that support its life and success. When I consider my own family history, I remember that my maternal great-grandparents were the son and daughter of enslaved people. They were illiterate, and they were sharecroppers for a long while until they worked themselves and their four daughters out of abject poverty. When my great-grandfather died in 1972, he owned over 20 acres of land and all the crops grown on them. My grandmother had 5 sons and 3 daughters. She saw how the students lived and acted in the dormitories she cleaned at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and came home and taught her children the social and speaking graces they would need to negotiate the life beyond the fields she wanted for them. My mother had 3 daughters. All 3 of us went to college. 2 of us have terminal degrees in education. Our father entered divinity school at the age of 58 with only a decades-old associate's degree. In 2005, he graduated with his Master of Divinity. A week later, my younger sister graduated with her doctorate in educational leadership. 6 months later, I started my own doctoral studies. I have 1 daughter. She is an honor student and is already considering college. In our 7 years together, my late husband earned a total of 5 degrees, including a doctorate in ministry. 4 years ago, I graduated as an educational specialist. As the 2 generations before my own were, and the one since mine is, we are all reproductions of the resilience, determination, and wisdom our forebears reinforced. As a leader of a high-need school, my greatest accomplishment will be to reproduce successful leaders, be they students or teachers, through a co-created culture of mutual respect, high expectations, and individual and collective success.